Welcome to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson, and today we're talking about the death of Sonya Massey, race in the presidential race, Elon Musk's supercomputer that is now live in Memphis, and 5 excuses that Black people use in order not to vote. We'll be right back. Hit that subscribe button. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson. You are watching the fastest growing visual podcast in the
Say that.
Right. Man, look, it's days like this when we're all on the struggle bus that we still come in here to make this thing happen and maintain that consistency. Yeah. Give it up for my wonderful, wonderful co-host who is also struggling. Yeah. Angelica Jelly Woods in the building.
He just trying to make me smile.
Came up here pimp walking.
And then she said no. Right.
Yeah,
Sure
we
did.
struggling. My foot hurting everything, but I'm here, y'all.
She pimp walking up in
She
here.
is, man. It's the Mountain Dew that she's been drinking.
It's Mountain Dew.
Right,
Thank you.
right,
They some
right.
hitters.
Right, we ain't talking about the shot that's in. DJ Kojak, scratch it up 4 times for the 4 shots that's in Angelica's drink.
He feel better now. He done passed his germs on to his wife. He got some energy now.
Wow.
I do got that.
Angelica is the dry snitcher of
Right.
the year.
Did you see that?
Robin just
That
straight
real
up dry snitching. Hey, man, now look, I got to give it up to him. It's not Big Worm. And it's not Big Perm. It's Big Therm in the building.
I like Big Germ. That's so funny, really.
Hey, man, look, first of all, did you hear that scratch?
I did.
Oh, man, y'all, man.
Moving to the
Yeah. So, man, look. First of all, thank you for joining the #1 visual podcast in the Memphis market. We'll come to that. Okay. Yeah, and you know, we truly appreciate you, being here. You're a staple in the Memphis community
For sure.
His domino game is suspect, but however,
sir.
I don't even know how to play.
you don't. Well, you did grow up in Iowa, though, so we didn't expect you to be able to play dominoes.
Okay.
I don't even know if they sell dominoes in Iowa. Do they sell dominoes in Iowa?
No, but when I took it there, I played.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, they know me in Iowa.
Oh, they know you're in Iowa?
West Des Moines now.
Because I was going to say, man.
Turn up then. Oh, he said West Des Moines.
Because I was going to say, if you went to Iowa and got whooped,
No, sir.
bruh,
No, sir.
probably
I
did.
represented the Memphis team.
you represent the Memphis
okay.
team. That's what's up. So, DJ Kojak,
Yes, sir.
man, #1, did we not have enough in the budget to have air today?
It was just cold in here. It was just freezing.
I should have known, man. I should have known because I'm over here sweating like a sweat hog.
That ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Speaking of which, who's old enough to remember the sweat hogs?
No.
Nobody?
I
So
do,
you remember Welcome Back,
do.
Carter?
Welcome back,
do.
Carter.
The sweat hogs.
I ain't know who y'all talking about.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Hey, shout out to all of our viewers that are old enough to remember
There you go.
the sweat hogs.
The sweat hogs.
Welcome back, Carter. You need to watch that. That was a good, wholesome, ghetto
Welcome
Okay, I'm
back.
series.
Well, Mace redid the intro. So that
I
song,
got
that's
you.
where it come from. Welcome.
I probably do know the show then, maybe.
No, Angelica, you don't know the show. Angelica, you was watching Blossom. We were watching Welcome Back,
What's
Carter.
Blossom?
Oh, my God. That's what they watched in Iowa.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that one.
I'll see.
Hold on, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, listen, I told y'all, I already told Kojak what I'm on, okay? So just give me a moment, okay? I'm gonna catch up.
Yeah. It'd be pretty cool if you spoken to your mic, too. That'd be all right.
Yeah,
That
I'm
might-
leaning
that
on my
might
good. I was trying to lean
Well,
on.
just turn the
I'm
mic
trying to do a
toward,
lean.
because we
Okay.
can't never center Angelica. She always gonna be off center.
I know it's so bad right
Right.
now. Ooh. Okay,
Right.
I'm gonna do better.
Rico over there cracking up at you, man, because no matter how much we try, just turn the mic to you, Angelica. Just turn it and go and turn it, Angelica.
Okay. Can you see the? I'm sorry, y'all.
no,
Yeah,
just
I'm
turn the
struggling.
mic. Just turn the mic. We want the people to be. Thank you.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
We just want
I'm
the people to be able to hear Angelica.
I'm
For
sorry,
the
y'all.
little that she is going to say on the show because she's struggling.
Lies. I got lots to say today. Then.
Yeah, I'm glad you do. I'm glad, and I really do need you to be vocal on what's going on. This whole issue with Sonya Massey is heartbreaking.
Beyond.
To say the least, and to see the video, and you think about everything that's going on, between, before Trayvon Martin and through Trayvon Martin, through George Floyd and Mike Brown and
Sandra Bland.
Keep
Bland.
going.
Come on.
And we keep on naming, and all of the protests and policy changes that you remember the whole Black Lives Matter movement, and then all corporate and NFL and all these folks start, Black Lives Matter and all this
Kneeling
stuff.
and getting in trouble and stand the Pledge of Allegiance and getting all that trouble.
Right, yeah, all of that stuff. And at the end of the day,
Still here.
we're still here.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Yes.
And just getting started. That's the sad part about it. Just getting started.
What's incredibly difficult to watch was the video of how she was murdered, right? And to hear the callousness of that individual that actually pulled the trigger and shot Miss Massey, in her face, head, neck. And to hear, the individual even speak to his partner who wanted to go and at least try to do something.
He was trembling.
Right. And he said, basically,
It's
it's a headshot. She's gone. Let her fucking, and then it was cut off. Yeah.
I should have watched the video.
Have you watched it?
No, I only watched the little comments behind it. I can watch it.
It's sad commentary that we're still here, and I'm thankful to our guest, brother Thurman Lieutenant, right?
That's right.
That's
right.
Okay, Lieutenant.
That's right,
All
Lieutenant Thurman Richardson.
Yes.
Who? How many years in law enforcement now?
In September, it'll be 27 years.
27 years, man. Give it up for that, man. 27 years. Man,
Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis, Tennessee. And before we get into your thoughts on the Sonya Massey killing and shooting, what's your motivation for getting into law enforcement?
My motivation for getting in law enforcement centers around the love of people. I was telling somebody today that it is it's a daily process with me as it relates to helping somebody out. I want everybody and anybody that comes into my contact to be in a better space, in a better place once they leave me. And it's all about empowering people. And being a police officer here in the city of Memphis allows me the opportunity to do that. And thank God, I'm surrounded by many of officers that they have and share the same ideologies, the same ideas, the same passion that I do. And it's been a wonderful ride for me.
Man, that's awesome.
But don't some days your passion become discouraging because you run into people that don't want hope. They don't. I mean, they don't want help. They don't. I mean,
I learned early on, and this, I guess it's because of my spiritual background. Every day is not going to be a crystal stairway. It's not. And in the academy, we learned that you will not get a lot of kudos, not a lot of pat on the backs. You won't get any of that. You do this because this is what you want to do and that you have to do. So there are going to be some tough times. And trust me, in 27 years, the good outweighs the bad, but there were some tough times. But I was able to manage through my faith, through my family, and support my wife, my kids, my mom and dad, and which they didn't want me to go into law enforcement, but that's a whole nother story. But prayer and my strong faith has allowed me to persevere.
Man, I'll tell you something, man. Here's something that people that we miss, man, in all of the noise, right? When it comes to, the police community relations in the Black community, right? What we miss is that, number one, that people tend to paint, the law enforcement officers with a broad stroke as if it's every single one of them that is doing, things like, what happened with Sonya Massey. But when you, and this is what I try to tell people when you, at the end of the day, I want you to think about this, especially in Memphis, right? This is so germane to Memphis. Those are our neighbors.
Yeah.
They're our aunties and uncles who've been on the force, right? There are our homies who we thought wasn't gonna be nothing, but ended up being on the force and became, a solid person.
Thought they was gonna be on the other side.
Right. Thought they was gonna be on the other side. They're our there's some of them are clergy.
Yeah.
Right. And then here's the other thing that we miss about law enforcement. See, when we get the news of a baby's body was found in the woods. That's the news we get. A baby's body was found in the woods. So you just imagine that a baby's body was found in the woods.
Yeah.
But what they might see is that the torso was here.
See, that's
the
what I'm
head
saying.
was there. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
The baby had been raped, right? And see, we don't get all of that. It's a dirty ass job.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Yeah, that's all I was saying. How do you remain passionate in the midst of that? Because I just recently told my husband this 3 days ago. I started following the social media page. I said I have to unfollow it because it was like taking a toll on me. But it takes a certain type of person, and I know I'm not that person. And no matter what you say, spirituality, I get that. But some days are just like you still feel it because
I never denied ever not feeling it.
Yeah.
You're talking to somebody who started out of the academy in North Memphis, Raleigh,
You came
Smoky
on
City,
into
7th Street.
Yes.
And then I went to organized crime unit, and I worked there for 16 years on several different teams. Started out in Vice, the drug response team, major violators, DEA task force, ATF task force. And then I did 3 years in homicide. And during my 3 years in homicide, I was over 800 murders, over 800 dead bodies, well over that. And I'm being very kind when I'm talking about the numbers. Then went to the East Precinct, and now I'm at the training academy. So to your point that you were bringing up, as far as feeling some type of way, having those particular down days.
Yeah.
Homicide was a real challenge every day to come to work. The babies got to me. The elderly people got to me. All of the murders got to you at some point, but those really struck home. So prayer for me.
Because I know somebody who was a clerk, and she just said, or clerk, I don't know what it technically is, and she worked in homicide, you might know her. She said just reading it, just having to go through the notes, wherever she had to do, she said it just took a toll on her. So I commend you, and I thank you for taking it on and being a police officer, because ain't no way in the world God makes everybody different and call people to do certain things, and thank God he did not call me to do that. Okay, Isn't that crazy?
You got to be built for it.
Yeah,
man.
I'm not built for it.
I think most of them are wired for it.
Yeah.
I always tell people, I couldn't be a teacher because I'd be done smack taste out
these
kids' mouth, right? I wouldn't want to be a police officer. No. I know I ain't built for that. But they wouldn't want to run into a fire when it was burning and everybody's running out of it either. But I could do that all day, man, and we'll look at it as a competition of me versus the fire.
See, something we're gonna come back to that.
It's crazy that you all mentioned a lot of these things as it relates to why you couldn't be the police, but because all of those emotions came into play during our subject matter while we're here today. And we'll go through it.
I like how you.
Well, no, that's
I like
good.
how you went and brought that back around. Let me find out that notebook. I told you I like
This ain't his first rodeo. It's not his first rodeo.
Well, walk us through that. What are those emotions?
Well, one of the emotions that you see is the impulsiveness that is being brought out.
Yep.
The inability to utilize some of the tools that you have on your belt.
Yeah.
Some of the tools that you have been trained to utilize, such as verbal judo, observation. If you, and paying attention to someone's communication is key to everything. Understand me, you cannot have a good relationship with your husband or your wife or your coworker if you don't have positive and complete, concise and precise communication.
Yes.
He missed it when she came to the door, and she responded in several different times in incoherent ways. That would have drawn a red flag.
Her nonverbals.
Correct.
Yeah.
Continually being repetitious as it relates to, answering in a certain way. I'm just trying to get somebody to, just trying to help somebody over and over and over again. Something's not clicking. What a lot of individuals don't know Memphis, Tennessee is the birthplace of our CIT program.
An incredible program. Y'all
Yes.
give it up for them because man,
I did not know that.
man, they are the best and people and teaching people around the world. Correct.
Exactly. It started right here in Memphis, Tennessee.
That's awesome.
Another reason to love this city.
Well, explain that before you walk on about the season.
Right.
Basically, what we have is a training program comprised of officers who readily are able to respond to individuals who have problems mentally, whether they're diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, they can be ADHD, whatever the case may be. They have mental issues, and you have to have someone trained in order to communicate with them in another shape, so that you cannot be so emotionally and impulsive when it comes to acting as it relates to what they're saying or even what they're doing. So I would encourage all police departments, not only in the state of Tennessee, but around this
National.
To please look into adopting the principles of the CIT program.
Yeah, from here in Memphis.
Yes.
And it's incredibly effective.
We have a great officer right now who's running the program. He's doing a stand-up and a fantastic job.
Yeah. And I have to send a shout out to Officer Tina Shaw. Who talked an individual off the bridge one time. Remember that? The story was a big story. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, man. Incredible work that team has done, and I know it personally because I've had to, call them for one of my relatives, and I know their work, and I watch their work. So
I have to.
Yeah,
Watch it up close.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, very valuable, man. Incredibly valuable.
Grab a backwood and roll up. Grab your cup and let pour up. They didn't want us round it first, but now they act like they know what. Hey, but they show love, yeah, we show out when we show up. I don't even do the liquor, that shit might make me throw up. But we turned up, this the after party. Shit grabbing on my body. White girl got a bottle in the club, and that going all it. Turned up in a wreck the party. We just brought out everybody. No, we got our have some fun. We at the after party.
Hey y'all, it's Michael Kaya and it's the Antonio Parkinson Project I'm on. They have fun around here. They got chicken and everything. If you really want to get the word, know what's going on in your neighborhood, in your community, in your blackness, you need to tune in to the Antonio Parkinson Project. And ain't even in the projects. Okay, so tune in. We love you. Keep God first.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
But in that situation with Sonya Massey, he asked her to turn the boiling water off, and that's where things went awry.
We can always Monday night quarterback every situation.
Yeah.
But here's the beauty about being a police officer here. You run into this every day, all day long. So the way that we're accustomed to handling things nationwide, they're not going to handle it like us. In the street, instead of me using this professional at this point, let me tell you how this from a dummy down standpoint. We embrace that smoke, and not only do we embrace that smoke, we can recognize when the smoke. But there's no way, me personally, and I ain't taking no shots at anybody. I'm just telling you, recognize real. There's no way after I have resolved the initial complaint, I'm going to show myself in service and make myself available for the next call.
Right.
Yeah,
Hello?
yes, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you see,
That's an incredible point, though, and don't forget what you were about to say. But they had solved the problem of the call.
He said everything was good.
yes. Now this is why I feel just by watching several different videos of this entire incident, there are a lot of things that went wrong.
Right.
Again, Monday night quarterbacking. One. They did see and observe a vehicle in her driveway that had busted windows, right? Well, they wanted to pursue that particular avenue. Well, one quick way to do that, to verify whether it was stolen or not, run the tags, run the VIN, okay?
Yeah.
Once you resolve that and know that it is actually the owner's, because there was a brief conversation inside of the house where they spoke about that, and she admitted that, hey, that is my car. And he even went in depth and asked, hey, where did this damage come from? She said, well, that happened, da, 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 da. Well, guess what? There's no crime there.
Right.
It is what it is. It's verified that she made the call.
Yeah.
They confirmed it in their dialogue.
Yeah.
And so did the dispatcher, because the dispatcher called while she was in the room. Now, you know what? Prior to me coming today, you asked me, I only saw it like once or twice.
Yeah.
So I sat down and I actually dissected this and made notes.
Right.
So if there's anything that you all, have specifically in question.
I do. I'm my question is, if you thought that the boiling water in her hand was a threat.
Why did you direct her to go get
Thank
it?
you.
Well, no, that
Come on, DJ.
Thank you.
Now, I ain't trying to take over the show, but hit me with the scratch.
You don't hit them with the scratch.
Damn.
There you go. There you go.
That's what I said. Make no sense.
And worthy of a scratch. But here's the other thing: if you thought the boiling water in her hand was a threat, why didn't you just simply back up?
Yeah.
Yes, there's again, like I expressed earlier, there are definitely certain options that could have been exercised when it comes to interacting with this individual. So one of those things is increased distance.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
Or better yet, have her to remain on a couch where you had already deemed, evidently so, a safe place because there was no visible weapons.
Right. And you could have turned the boiling water off.
He's over 6, correct. He's over 6 feet tall, 228 pounds. She was 110 pounds, pursuant to some of the reports that I observed. So as far as being overpowering, he had her, hands down as it relates to being able to handle that situation from a physical standpoint.
Yeah.
All right. So resolving that issue could have been done a lot easier.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
I have a question for you, because you said that now you're in the training department or the police department. Do you guys take instances like this and do case studies for training opportunities?
You listen so well, too well, to be honest with you.
I do. Thank you. Keep telling him that.
From my experience, we do. Look, the best way to learn from anybody's accomplishments or mistakes is to have an after-action review or a debriefing. Our department does super well in doing things of that. We dissect things. We say, hey, this is where we can improve. We're doing all right. We're meeting the bar here. And then we also have standards set by DOJ, our state post commission. So we try to hit the marks in every facet, because we know that everything that we do is going to be scrutinized.
Yep. Even if you do it right, it's still going to be scrutinized. You got to be okay with it. So,
right.
Yeah.
Even after we do this, trust me, everything that came out of my mouth, it's going to be scrutinized.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
But I'm good with that.
Yeah.
No.
It's the confidence that I have, and I'm speaking about myself and what I've done and what I have seen and dealt with, because I've dealt with some crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
We don't have time for that, but nevertheless, I've dealt with some crazy situations.
But what does this do? What does this do for those, or to those true blue, law-abiding, officers that are there to protect and serve?
When you see the video, the first comment that comes out of predominantly every last one of the officers, actually 100% of the officers that we've had a dialogue about this, is, damn, here we go again. So what does that say? That says this: we don't want that to happen. Officers don't want that to happen to the people that we are here to serve and protect. I know we use that phrase so frequently until they watered it down. It doesn't mean anything, but it means the world to me. Yeah. So yes, we're here to serve and protect. We don't want that to happen. Yeah. And we don't want to see people who are representing the badge to be the cause of something like that to happen.
How do y'all deal with that internally, though?
Man, look.
When you know there's an officer within the ranks that is, how do you deal with that internally?
The great thing about it, and the unfortunate thing, since the media pushes it out there so much, everyone thinks that this happens like all the time, every day, 365 days, and that's not the case.
Right. Yeah.
So when it does happen, the best thing to do is to talk about it and get it out of your spirit, and then bring somebody else along to say, hey, young buck, this is not what we do. This is how we're going to handle this situation comes on. It's almost like an unofficial debriefing.
Gotcha.
So that we can improve and sharpen our tools and sharpen our minds and sharpen the way we respond to the very people who we say we're going to serve and protect. Not just serve and protect, but I'm going to be honest to tell you. I love people in the community. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what size you are. Look, let me tell you something. I love people. And most police officers will tell you that most police officers don't even want to go on record and say that they're doing it. They're doing it because it's the love. Not because of the paycheck, not because of the hard times and the hours and the neglect of family and birthdays and things.
Yeah.
It's truly demanding.
Yeah, that's something. That's something serious. You know, this is going to become a campaign issue. I believe they're going to try to make it a campaign issue, and to make it a campaign. And I'm talking about the presidential campaign, of course. You know, to make it a campaign issue in order to separate, Democrats from Republicans or white from black. To make people choose a side, the side of law enforcement, the side against law enforcement. What are your thoughts on that? And that's sad and unfortunate but remember I said this on the show.
Yeah.
They are going to make this a campaign issue to create separation.
More separation.
Let me tell you something. And if I'm understanding that question correctly, here's my response to that. It's sad because it shouldn't be a campaign issue. It just should be a right or wrong issue. I don't care if you're running for office. I don't care if you are not in office. I was watching one of your segments when Miss Talisa Franklin was on, and you talked about how people who are running for office were already in the streets working.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
They're already working.
Yeah.
So whether this particular incident or one is brewing, always work to try to improve yourself, and don't let it be an issue just because now it is election time.
Right.
Because it's a political hype, and you know, in the church, my pastor always used this thing. He said, "We are spiritual whores." Now he'll say that, but anyway, I'm gonna tell y'all who my pastor is. But I really do, because he's tell the truth, and I love him. Like a fat kid love. Okay, that's gonna be the Reverend Robert J. Matthews.
Okay, Robert
2350. 2350.
Not that is Matthews.
No.
Okay.
Don't play with me.
Okay.
But nevertheless, let me tell you something. We become political whores.
Yeah.
We utilize certain things. I know that you brought up another issue during that particular segment with another guest as it relates to the assassination attempt.
Yeah.
Okay. Researching. Okay. All right.
Oh, I'm going to do my homework.
I know.
Yes. So with that being said, we cannot utilize this for anybody's political ploy to get elected. We have to use this as it relates to be a learning and an improvement point, because we have to be better officers. We have to be better citizens.
Yeah.
We have to be better congressmen. We have to be better firemen. We have to be better in whatever job that we're working in our passion.
Right. Couldn't have said it better. Man, y'all give it up for Big Therm in the building. Yeah, couldn't have said it better. Hey, look, real quick, how can people, contact you on social media, or do you even want people contacting you? What's it?
No, don't contact me on social media. I'm gonna tell you why. Hold on. Look, I got a host of friends.
Yeah.
And I ain't getting nobody out of no tickets.
Right.
Yeah.
Please.
But I think even with my former nonprofit organization, I've helped a ton of people.
Yeah.
And those who know me know I'm gonna help people.
That's right.
Period. You call me. Yeah. You reach out to me. If I can be of assistance, because I love people.
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do my best. And if I personally can't help you, I'm gonna put you in contact with the person or the organization that can.
Love it, man. Love it. Y'all give it up for Big Therm Richardson. That's my guy. Yeah. So look. Trump asked, would you rather have a white president or a black president? And so we're going to talk about race in the presidential race when we come back in the next segment. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. Hit that subscribe button. We'll be right back.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson, and you're watching the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market. Yeah, and look, this segment and the last segment too is brought to you by the Official Voter Guide. If you look over my shoulder, you will see it, the Official Voter Guide. We are wrapping up early voting here in Memphis and Shelby County, and Election Day is August 1st. And we are going to be talking about the presidential election race in the presidential election. Give it up for my wonderful co-host, Angelica Jellywood. She's doing so well.
I got my red cropped out. I'm here. I'm still here.
I wish we could get a shot of that. DJ
The
Kojak.
hood can kind of see. I got my
Yeah, the
red.
hood cam. Look, they
Hood
just trying to look at your
cam.
leg. They
No
don't
one
care.
see the
If
stomach.
yeah, okay. I almost went there, but I ain't gonna go there. DJ Kojak, scratch it up for him 4 times. Love it, man.
Fire the
We
DJ.
here.
Fire the DJ.
We are in here. We are in it, man. Listen, first of all, former President Trump asked a question at one of his campaign rallies: would you rather have a black president or a white president? And they asked it too. Obviously, a room full of white folks.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm hoping we can get the video up. So here's the video.
Would you rather have the black president or the white president who got 1.7 billion off the price? I think they want the white guy right now.
We said that if Vice President Kamala Harris, Kamala. Angelica, Kamala.
I got it. Kamala.
Say it again, Angelica.
Kamala. I got it.
Kamala Harris. She said she got it now. If Vice President Kamala Harris gets the nomination to be the Democratic nominee for President of the United States.
When she gets it.
When she gets it. Which will be
she
absolutely incredibly amazing.
Yes.
We are going to see the worst of America rise because the racism that is embedded in the fabric of America
It's weight.
and the misogyny, absolutely.
weight.
Thanks for the alley-oop, Nichelle. And the misogyny is going to rear its ugly head and tail.
It's already here.
And it's already started.
It is.
It has already started.
I have a question. I know you said on our last show we said, but when how long do we gotta wait? Like how long does it take? Well, how long do we have to wait?
Oh, I was checking the hood cam. I'm sorry. How long do we have to wait
So
for what?
we feel she gets the nomination to run as president. How long?
August 16th. Yeah, I think is
That's a long time.
Yeah, when the Democratic National Convention is going to take place. And that is where they'll officially
Gotcha.
make the nomination for, president of the United States on the Democratic side.
Listen, she released her campaign video. Okay, I loved her campaign video. She officially got endorsed by the Obamas. I'm just like, let's go. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, and it's a lot of money being raised too. First it was the women, black women. They raised what was it?
You said 80-something million.
Was it 80 million?
Yes, sir.
80. 1.5.
Oh, I thought the whole was 87. 88.
And then the black men came
The 88.
and raised over $1 million.
I know Netflix. Did Netflix give her $7 million that day when we talked about? They gave her another $7 million.
Okay, and then the white women raised some money. They were raising $20,000 per hour.
Per hour.
Yeah, and how much did that end up being?
I don't know.
No, I think a couple $1 million or something.
She gonna
$2 million.
have a lot of money to get it done. Okay, we just need to do our
Right.
part. That's
but
all.
in
Getting
all
that money.
honesty,
Getting that money.
in the aggregate, you look at, let's say $5 million between all the groups. That's not a lot of money in a presidential race. Because let's remember now, Elon Musk has pledged $45 million per month
Every month.
to Trump. $45 million per month to Trump. And so, but the Democratic super PACs are going to come through, I'm sure. And and she's raising a lot of grassroots money, $25 here, $35 here, and more. So she's going to raise a lot of money. But let me do this publicly. I, State Representative Antonio Parkinson, do hereby fully endorse Vice President Kamala Harris. And I approve this message.
Okay.
You heard it first right here on the Antonio.
You heard it
Parkinson
first right here.
Right. So some of the attacks that she is dealing with, and unfortunately, some of these attacks are coming from black folks too.
They're saying that she's not black.
All kin folk ain't skin folk. All skin folk ain't kin folk.
She
Right.
ain't black.
Right. But it's kind of hard not to be black and have that
She's Jamaican.
that tone to your skin. But under
Indian.
U.S. law,
Yeah.
people that are from African descent, and that includes Jamaicans and others,
Yes.
are considered African American,
Yes.
especially if you were born on American soil.
Yeah.
And so she was born on American soil.
Yes.
Right. And so, legally, and then I don't know how the hell you can tell a Jamaican that they're not black.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
But back to what you were saying about Trump. Remember, I was talking to my nephew. He claims, and my nephew is a Trump supporter, y'all. I'm going to tag him, y'all. Yeah, I told him y'all gonna bash him. He said he ready for the heat. Okay, so
my God,
he said he's gonna vote Trump. Okay, yes, blacker than I am. Okay, but anyways, he said Trump said that because Vice President Harris, that's what I'm gonna say because I don't want to say that. He's referring to her because she's not technically black. I'm like, if that's what you believe, sit your tail down. Yeah,
and he took Trump's word for it?
Yeah, he took Trump's word for
My
it.
goodness.
Okay. All right. That's what he said he meant by it. He was playing on the word.
Where he from?
Iowa.
Oh, makes
But
sense.
they did the same thing to Barack Obama. They said he was like, oh, he's from Hawaii. His family's from Hawaii or something like that. He's Hawaiian or something like that.
It's the same play card, right?
The same one.
The birther play card that they used against President Obama. Said he was not American and all of this, that, and other, so on and so forth. And they're using the same Republican playbook, with Vice President Kamala Harris. Interestingly enough, some of the attacks are she's not black enough. She's not a mother.
That's what I don't understand.
Right.
She's not a mother.
Right. And
what does that matter?
What difference does that make?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Anything is, it seems like such a desperate grasp.
It's because one of her biggest thing in campaign too is reproductive health, taking the rights away from women to be able to birth children, whatever. And I guess they're playing on like you're not even a mom. Why do you even kind of care, kind of thing. That is one of her biggest points in the campaign, which they're wrong, by the way.
We don't even know her situation.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know.
Maybe a physical thing.
Exactly. And just because you don't birth children does not make you a mom. But that's one of the plays. That's one of her biggest points.
Yeah. Yeah,
he didn't listen to nothing I said.
I am listening to what you said.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody that's on the hood camp, and they speaking on there. My stepfather. I don't want to call my stepfather. He's like father. My Wallace McNack. Shout out to Wallace McNack.
Your bonus dad.
Yeah, but shit, my only dad. To be honest with you. Who's watching?
Hey, Dad.
And our girl, yours truly, Toya is back.
Toya
is back. But yeah, so and then they also said that she hawked to it. Her way into office. I was just telling Michelle, with
put
these
my chapstick on.
I was telling Michelle with these sinuses, I'm sounding like Hawk Tua in it.
What does that sound like?
Like Hawk Tua.
Oh God! All right. All right.
Yeah, but you know what? But what's interesting is that nobody says anything about Nancy Reagan's reputation in Hollywood before she married, President Ronald Reagan, or the governor of California then, Ronald Reagan. They said she was out there in them streets, getting it in.
Anytime women climb the ladder, they always got to associate with you doing something extra on the
As
side.
if
they do all the time.
As if the women are not talented enough to get there, are not driven enough to get there, are not ambitious enough to get there. And you think about, Vice President Kamala Harris's her resume.
Yeah.
Yes, she's qualified.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, started out as a district attorney.
But they use that against her. They said they locked. I forgot she locked the people for stealing candy, third strike. Man, but it's like 10 people or something. They had a whole
then
bunch.
she became the attorney general for the state of California. Now, I want you to think about this. Here, Attorney General Kamala Harris won a statewide election to become Attorney General.
Yeah.
And guess what the percentage of black people are in California?
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
I have no idea.
6.
Oh wow!
California
It's
is
like
the
Iowa.
most diverse state, and it's an incredibly diverse
Right,
state.
it's diverse.
You got Hispanic, African American, white, Asians, a huge Asian population, and so she won that election with only 6% of the people being African American.
Yeah, that's
right?
awesome.
Then she became.
That says a lot.
Then she became a senator from the great state of California, which is my home state, I must say, right? And then she became vice president. So how do you not qualify this woman to be probably the most qualified individual to be president of the United States.
Right. Put her resume next to his.
Right.
He the unqualified.
Right. I mean, he was on The Apprentice.
Yeah, he's a business owner.
And you know, a shady one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, you know, but you know, I tell you this, you know, and I think I said this in the last show, that thank God, you know, God has sent us somebody to literally keep democracy from going down the toilet.
Yeah.
You know, and it couldn't be a better matchup. You know, you have the prosecutor versus the convict.
I didn't look at it like that. I didn't look at it like that.
I didn't think about that. Hey,
But didn't recently they're supposed to have some kind of debate? He's like, I'll debate anytime, and then he backed down from the debate.
Well, you know, I think that was expected. You know,
well, he talked all that junk.
But when it was President Biden.
Yeah.
You know, but now he got somebody that will snatch a hole in his ass.
I'm waiting on it.
Will.
Yeah.
Watch the whole thing. If you ever,
Yeah, man.
ever
Let's see what the hood cam think about that. What y'all think?
What y'all think in the hood? Listen.
Okay. Yeah, and so you what we're looking at. Okay, and so you know you again, you know, since she appears to be, you know, our nominee for president on the Democratic side, you know, racism is going to rear its ugly head. And you look at what's happening now, you know, they are also calling her the DEI vice president, right?
That's that word again.
That's that word again. Now, that word DEI has become synonymous with the N-word. So this is a safe way for the cult to now say the N-word without saying the N-word.
A professional way of saying it. But like I was telling you before, previously when they told that mayor, they called that man the DEI mayor.
Of Baltimore.
Wow. That's when it all started. You know, it started then. And then when we talked about the bridge, when the bridge collapsed or somebody they run into it with a boat. I forgot what happened. They referenced that again. So I don't know.
Right.
It's just, they get more and more comfortable.
For those that don't know what DEI means.
Okay.
Go ahead, break it down. Break it down. It's on your pocket.
He was gonna come with.
You gotta break it
Is that what you told him, Rico?
I thought he was gonna say what it was.
Yeah, he said you got to break it down for those that don't know.
DEI, the doctors in the building. Yeah, we're getting you in these shots. I'm just kidding. So DEI, for those of you that don't know what DEI means, it means diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Yeah.
Kojak, it don't mean what you thought it meant, Kojak. It meant diversity, equity, and inclusion. And so, you know, of course, there was a national agenda on the Republican side to get rid of everything DEI, everything diversity, equity, inclusion in your colleges, universities, in any government work, and you know, government contracts.
Yeah.
You know, were they doing that at Emory, Doctor? Were they getting rid of DEI at Emory? Not yet.
I told you I'm a product of it. Okay, I told you I'm a product of it. So I checked that box for black. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well. Thank God you got in before the window
I did,
shut.
because my grades did not qualify me. Yet I was there checking that box.
Right.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So that's kind of what the agenda is, and then now they are using DEI as the new buzzword for the N-word, or the dog whistle for the N-word without having to say
it.
The N-word.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a sad state of affairs, but we hadn't even seen the worst of it, you know, because there's more to come as this election cycle heats up and we get further into it. It's going to get worse.
It's like it's so messy. It's gonna be so extra. It's so extra messy. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, and so look, don't go anywhere. Because we're going to talk about technology, and we you know, because we hadn't even had a chance to talk about technology in these elections, but we're going to talk about technology. Elon Musk, who is not my favorite guy, but I like what he's doing here, right? Has made a significant investment in the Memphis area, and we're going to talk about that when we come right back. So don't go anywhere. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. Hit that subscribe button.
Guessing to find you.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Elise Neal. You are watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. Stay tuned.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson. You are watching the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market.
Yes.
Yep.
You have to change that soon. You have to change that soon. To the fast.
Yeah, we are the
market.
fast. Didn't I say
Not
the fast?
just this market.
Oh,
Not just Memphis
just
market.
fast.
That went over your head.
It did.
My nephew said he's watching right now. Trump's nephew is watching. Yes, hi, DeMar.
Trump's nephew. That's hilarious.
We do see you. I'm putting your handles on here so y'all can go. Just
So he called himself Trump's nephew?
No, I'm calling him Trump nephew. He ain't mine no more.
Damn.
That's Trump nephew. I'm just joking.
According to Nichelle, it is alleged that former President Trump donated money to Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign before. Right. They need to post that.
Hello?
Yeah, real talk.
Even he believe in her.
Right.
He
Well, you know,
already
he was once a Democrat. He was a Democrat most up until he ran for
We
president.
can let that part out.
Yeah, well, he acted like a Democrat. Right. You know, he's an opportunist. So
Exactly.
yeah,
Whatever make the money.
yeah. Speaking of opportunists, and I probably shouldn't have segued like that, but Elon Musk,
Elon Musk.
Genius.
Elon Musk had what you say? He's a genius.
Yeah, I'm saying he a genius, whether you like him or not. He making his coins, being very smart and strategic with his money. What? Okay,
Does he have 40? Does
What
he have a
40
lot of
kids got to?
Does he? Hey, one of his kids just came out too recently, right?
Yeah, so he
one of
has
his
40
kids,
kids.
one of his kids that is
won't let him. About to go left.
allegedly transgender.
About to
You
go
know,
left.
came out and had some words to say about Elon Musk.
Wow.
Some harsh words.
Guess what? He
Said
can
about
afford
him
all
yesterday.
them kids, though. He can afford every.
He got 12 kids.
12.
Well, how many Nick Cannon got? Exactly. He can afford all his kids.
But Elon Musk is gonna build a colony for his on the moon. You know, when things go awry. So
He can afford. Thank
Right.
you. Hello.
right.
Fly them
Right.
all out.
Right, but shout out to Elon Musk. Elon Musk has
Man,
made a
yeah.
significant investment in the Memphis area.
He has.
Right, you know, so the formerly, you know, Electrolux
Yep.
was housed here in Memphis, and they were building stoves or something,
Yeah, I
you know, down in South Memphis,
Washing machines.
washing
all
machines or
those
something.
things.
Well, that
Yep.
lasted about 6 months. Right, I'm just kidding. It might have been a little bit longer than 6
Yeah.
months.
No, it's about that.
It was about that, and they packed up and moved, and they took all of the incentives that the city of Memphis and Shelby County gave to them, and the state of Tennessee gave to them. So they got their money, sat in there for a few months, and then packed their bags and got on down.
Oh.
You know, typical business bullshit, right? And so the chamber, our Memphis chamber, shout out to Ted Townsend. And the
love
team
that.
over there at the chamber. That includes you too, Bobby White, even though your notes were trash.
Bobby, tell him leave you alone.
You know, you had to come on the show and defend yourself with your trash notes because they were trash. Right. And so, the Memphis and Memphis Chamber of Commerce pulled a team together. They got the building in good shape and show ready. And then they were able to pitch it to some folks who pitched it to some folks who, got the attention of Elon Musk's team.
They did their job.
Yeah.
They're supposed to do.
They did that. They
Yeah,
did
they did
that.
their
You know,
job.
we
They
gotta
did
give it
it.
up for
Go
that.
ahead.
Yeah, for Memphis State.
Economic development right
I
here.
needed some.
Right
I needed some of that commission.
You need
Yeah,
some-
I know
you need
that's
some of
right.
that?
And so anyway, the team, Elon Musk pulled his folks together. You know, what they do is they pull their pocket change out of their pocket and they
Yeah.
throw it on the table.
Yeah.
And, they can
It's
fund
nothing.
something like a FedEx for them or something, That ain't a small thing to a giant, right? Right. And so, but we're joking, of course, but they pulled their finance team together and they got into this building and they have literally set up the world's largest server that will be the most powerful AI vehicle that the world has now to compete with OpenAI.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Yeah.
Or Chat GPT for those of
Yes.
you that know it as Chat GPT.
My little best friend. Go ahead.
Your little best buddy,
My
right?
little best buddy.
Right, and all them press releases.
That's not. I got my master's before Chat GBT, okay? Because I have all my credentials.
Well, if
Thank
Chat
you.
GPT was there, you'd have a doctorate now. So, you know, right. But you know, so now there is a race for AI, and there's an AI race happening.
Yeah.
Right. And how do you which is interesting, which is whole subject matter in itself.
Scary race.
Yeah. Why do you say that?
The power, race against power, race against errors. You can AI has a lot. It has a lot of things that's going to happen. Even when we're talking about with the politicians, we be able to change. How are you able to say if something's AI or not?
Very true.
Know, changing. How do I know? Somebody could put a video of you, put some words over you, and say you saying you a Republican. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
How are we doing?
Yeah. You know, and I think we're going to see a lot of that.
A lot of it
in this presidential race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So,
but on
whole new level of mud throwing.
Yeah.
And it may not even actually be mud throwing. It may actually be AI. And you know,
but you know, on social, if you look up top, you're supposed to identify if you use any kind of AI.
Sheesh.
I know, y'all lying because a lot of them captions, baby, all AI ain't none of y'all said that had something to do with AI. Everything it's ridiculous, but hey, it's still flawed. I gave you the example about. Can I say the story here? They have Sam's Club has a full AI. You walk underneath it. You know how you scan to get out?
Oh.
That's right.
So they don't have greeters anymore.
No, they were supposed to replace the greeters. This is my whole point. They were supposed to replace the greeters, and it's malfunctioning anyways. I talked to one of the greeters. She's like, girl,
that thing ain't malfunctioning. It's you people are running out of there with stuff that you ain't scanned. Look, the AI is working. It's y'all that's malfunctioning.
But no, because mine, they still have somebody like some people that they be like, okay, you can go. And then some, I can maybe have too much stuff in my car. She still scans mine. She said there's still error. I think they're still going to error. That's even when you search things, they give you the thumbs up. Was it good or not? Because they're flawed.
There's no way that they can search all the stuff. When people pushing them carts, you know, the car. I'm talking about the carts with all kinds of stuff. Man, they ain't looking at all that stuff.
AI, that's what they claim. I'm trying to tell y'all, that's what they claim.
Right.
Yeah, it's right around the corner, down the street in your capital, right down the street. So.
You know. I remember, speaking of the Capitol, I remember many years ago, not very many years ago, maybe about 6 years ago, I sent a letter to then Governor Haslam saying that, you know, it wasn't about AI back then because nobody was talking about AI.
Did you write it?
I did write it. There was no
it.
AI back then. So, well, it was in development. And I sent him a letter saying that, you know, I would like you to consider shifting the state of Tennessee into the direction or the industry of robotics, because that's what I was thinking, robotics as AI.
Why?
Right? And the reason why is because you're either going to be a consumer of robotics and AI, or you're going to be a manufacturer, right? A seller. And I didn't want us to be beholden or slave to any other states that become the sellers and manufacturers of robotics and AI.
You don't want us to be behind. You was trying to get us in front of
Trying to get us in front of it, right?
Did that work?
It fell on deaf ears.
Okay.
However, I did ask this question when in the meeting with the chamber. You know, now how do we springboard from this Elon Musk investment of how do we make this investment, not investment, but this vehicle, the fact that the world's largest supercomputer is here in South Memphis. How do we springboard off of this and make Tennessee a tech hub?
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Yeah.
From this vehicle.
Instead of just logistics. That'd be dope.
Oh man. We
logistic now.
Well, the thing about logistics is it's going to go the way of robots. So and which is it already is.
iRobot.
I mean, even with the Blue Oval thing, if it's successful, you can add that to it as well.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we're slowly becoming that.
It's not slowly. It's happening.
Oh yeah,
I got a dumb question too. Maybe his name Bobby White.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I mean, so my mind thinking. So it's so the machine.
Are you about to go in on Bobby White?
No, I'm not about to go in. So this machine is in this building, right?
Yeah.
What type of security do they have there? Is it like? No, I'm just saying.
It ain't too much for them to steal.
Cousins, it don't matter. It don't be that much. People rob. You rob stores now. Who would have cash and registers? It still don't matter. Cause like, is it like 24-hour? Cause I wonder what in their deal did they? that they promised for infrastructure, that's a whole nother topic. Obviously, they bought the deal because MOGW is on board and benefiting from it. Because it does have to have a functioning infrastructure to make sure the computer works, right?
It does.
Yeah, okay, thank you. That part, which is that's surprising. I'm just saying. And then secondly, like security, like are they secure? What type of?
I mean, it is. It's out Memphis, right?
Yeah, I'm just asking. I'm just want to know, like, do they have some kind of like AI techie eyes and notifications? I want to know because I would just want to go be.
Well, pull up there and see what happens. See if they.
Let's go right now. Let's go.
You liable to have some robotic dogs run out.
That's what I want to know. Like, is somebody like how often do they check the lie? Who's the security?
Man, look, they probably scanning the whole city right now, and we don't even have to be close to it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's
they
a
said
supercomputer.
They probably see us right now. We said they name. They probably in here right now.
And so we were asking, what are some of the jobs that are going to be available, under this supercomputer? And they were at the time, of course, they were talking about linemen, this, that, and other. But man, the speed. Listen, real talk. The speed. If I'm not mistaken, I may get this wrong.
It's okay.
But I think the deal might have been done in early June, and the thing was operational
in July.
Early July.
Yeah.
And man, look,
he don't play.
Man, I mean, they did not let the grass grow not even a centimeter under their feet. They got that, man, they put that money to work. And that goes to show you too, the plan, they had a plan, and they activated their plan and made it fit for this space. But you think about how big the Electrolux factory is. That's a huge building. Huge.
That's where I want to go. I want to go see this thing.
And the whole building becomes a computer, and it's supposed to utilize a tremendous amount of water to keep those those servers cool.
Right.
And shout out to Elon Musk. I must admit I haven't been the biggest fan of Elon Musk, but I am impressed. With what he's doing with his new AI supercomputer in Memphis, because they came in with no burden to the taxpayers.
Yeah,
when most companies that come in and want to set up, they want they want a pilot, which is a payment in lieu of taxes. So which means they say they get free taxes for so many years, and they want incentives on the utilities. They usually bypass, if it's a big company, they'll bypass Memphis Light, Gas and Water, go straight to Tennessee Valley Authority and do the deal there. But instead, they did the deal with Memphis Light, Gas and Water, which means they get a light deal,
yes,
right? And it's supposed to generate $500,000 annually, if I'm not mistaken, for Memphis Light, Gas and Water
annually.
Or
not every year, more than that.
It could be. I'm talking about in profit. So
okay, gotcha.
Right, or something to the general fund of. But that's Bobby White's. That's Bobby White's trashy notes.
Bobby White. Okay, I didn't say it was Bobby White wears and knows that. But ultimately, I mean, they put Eli or whatever. He put Memphis on the map for something great. Okay. So that's all I gotta say too. So
what'd you say? Who did?
That Eli, whatever his name is.
Elon, man, she knows she can jack up a name.
Like my mom, what's his name? Eli Musk.
Elon, man, don't say Kamala Harris. Elon.
All right. Listen, he put Memphis on the map. So, like I said, everybody else bring their stuff here, create some jobs, and keep y'all cousins away from them gates now. Cause we want to keep the supercomputer here, whatever it is, the big computer here.
Man,
is it a supercomputer?
It is. It's supposed to be. Again, it's supposed to rival
XAI.
it's supposed to rival ChatGPT, and so you know how that came about though.
What?
Interesting fact.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Elon Musk, from what I'm told, allegedly, didn't like the idea that ChatGPT they were charging for the platform. And so he broke away. Now keep in mind, he was part of the development, so he knows all of the ins and outs of
There's no
the
compete
development.
clause, but I guess
and so he broke away from that team, formed his own team, and now the race is on. And that's the scary part. The scary part is now we have a race for AI, which means how do you control it? Because if you got folks that are sprinting, to a finish line.
To be the first.
There's not a lot of control in there.
Yeah.
Right. It's just go, and no matter what, whatever the possibilities are, and it you know, and it could be, you know, sprint. What's the race for? The race for who can make the most proficient, you know, AI platform, or is the race for who can make the strongest AI platform, which can self-perpetuate and so on and so forth.
And with all that power, that's a lot of power.
Information.
And you know Elon, what they gonna do with all that information?
He got power and money and information. Please.
And information.
It's all three.
Information.
Yeah.
Man, no one man should have all that power.
And you know,
Well,
and right now, you know, and what's crazy is, you know, we're in the infancy stages of it, right? And you know, it you know, it can be, you know, there will be some good that comes out of AI, but of course, with anything, it can be abused, and there's that great possibility of it being abused.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm getting the hook from the shell.
We didn't even do our 5 things, but it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You know. So look, this
our last
segment
early vote.
This segment is brought to you by the Official Voter Guide, and make sure you go to theofficialvoterguide.com. Download your official voter guide. Election day is August 1st, and so, but you know, of course, you know, some of our people, you know, they are anti-vote for whatever reason, and they got these different excuses for not voting. Angelica, give me 5 reasons why black people make excuses for voting.
Man, that stuff rigged.
give me one.
It's rigged anyways. What I look like?
That is
What
one.
I look like voting. They already know who's gonna win.
DJ Kojak. What's an excuse that black people use for not voting?
Oh, that was today. They just forget.
That show definitely won.
They not that interested in it.
Right.
I was gonna say something, but I want to
Go ahead and say it. Let me hear it.
No, it wasn't. It's gonna get us off task. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. You about the ADHD? That's why we
It
got
has
the
something
mental
to do
health doctor in the building too.
It has something to do with voting, though.
Well, okay.
There's a part my nephew
needs
told me.
Adderall?
What is the voting part that a lot of people don't know? They're aware they have to vote for. That's before the big election.
What's the who? They have to be registered 30 days before.
No, that's
election.
not it. We're gonna have a sideline conversation.
Okay,
That's not
yeah,
talking
because
about.
you sure.
No, that's not it.
That's a raggedy way of asking the question, though. I can
Oh
tell
my
you
God,
that.
that's why I said wait, but
Right,
she just egged it on. Go ahead. What's your
Right.
thing? What's your thing, Parkinson? What's the reason?
Oh man, my vote don't count anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
What's
Another one.
another?
Another one is now this one used to trip me out. Nah, man, because they collect our information, and I don't want them to have my information.
That's over. That's over now. They can't even use that AI. We just had a whole
Everybody got
conversation about a big supercomputer. It's a wrap.
Right.
They don't like none of the candidates.
Right,
They ain't
right.
nobody on there they want to vote
They ain't
for.
gonna do nothing for me.
Yeah. That's set up for the white
Ain't got nothing to
folks.
do with me.
Right. You're right. Well, look, get rid of all excuses.
Yeah.
You know, make sure you get out and vote. Make sure you exercise your right to vote. You know, I'm not going to use the cliche reason that people died for you to vote. You know, but they have.
Yeah.
And you know, and what's crazy is if you knew the manner that these people face death, you know, and fighting for you to have a right to vote, you would change your mind about voting, because these were not, you know, they died in their sleep deaths. These were horrible, violent deaths and violent acts that were perpetrated on people in order for you to have the right to vote. And so, look, make sure you go out there and exercise your right to vote.
Yes.
And can I add something too? This is an important vote because your state representatives, your senators, your school board, they have the ears, you know. So you want to make sure you don't have nobody up there representing us. That's not right. Presidential's next, but we got to get this one out right, done right the right way. So go out and vote, you guys.
Yeah, and if you don't know who to vote for, guess what? We can help. Go to the officialvoterguide.com,
Yeah, right
download your
there.
official voter guide. It's that simple. Don't know who to vote for? You didn't study the candidates?
So easy.
We can help. The officialvoterguide.com right over my shoulder. Go to that, hit that link, and download your official voter guide. You can find out where to vote. You can find out if you're registered. You can even register to vote.
Vote.
Right. Do it there. The officialvoterguide.com. Hey, you've been watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. We appreciate you being here. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we will see you on the next show.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Powered by Black Market Strategies.